Hello everybody and welcome to Valheim. I'm Slightly Ticklish and today in Valheim we're doing a house tour! But first, you and I have got some business to settle, partner. See, while I was working on building a house, I had to harvest a lot of wood, and on one of my wood harvesting journeys, I stumbled across this absolute unit of a 1-star boar. And what I need from you is to help me name this boar. So down in the comments, drop your ideas for what we can name them. Top comment, or maybe just my favorite, that's going to be their name. And then, unfortunately, since we do have a 1-star boar, we have to get rid of some of our other boars. And we're gonna leave Derek. Sorry, Jane. Sorry, Diane. Maurice, you were always my favorite. Now we can start by giving these 2 boars some food and see if we can't breed some more 1-star boars, because then we can start producing way more food and way more leather. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get this rolling. So in my last video, we found this swamp. Now, it's not a very big swamp, but it's proved to be very bountiful. There are at least 3 of the sunken crypts in here, which means we have more than enough iron to get kickstarted. I just gotta go mine it. Now, on the other side of the island, there's this plains, including a camp, some locks, obviously death skeetos. I hate death skeetos. That means that this is gonna be a perfect place for both iron and black metal, which I know I'm probably going to want to hit the mountains in between those two, but in the meantime I've actually found it a lot easier to kill some of these foolings as they've kind of drifted towards me. So right in the middle between a swamp and the plains, you can see I've died quite a lot here, I decided to build a big old house. And because I have 2 of the next 3 metals readily available, I really wanted to go all out and kind of make this a central base of operations. So it's going to have most of our storage, all of our forging necessities, and I wanted to make it kind of a nice house that really works for my applications and how I play the game. But before we get into the tour, I would like to take a second and just address the build. And this was a massive one. So I basically had a 4-chest setup where I would just fill 2 of the chests up with stone, 2 of the chests up with wood, and then use all of the materials in those chests. And I think I went through that full cycle 6 times, give or take. Every once in a while I did get tired of cutting down trees. You know, it happens. Then, just in order to actually have somewhere to build the house, I had to hollow out this massive pit that was basically a small hill. That's what you can see on screen right now. It took me forever, and you know, at the end of that I had to go back over the whole thing with a hoe to really flatten it out, and this is where I started to really lose my mind. Yes, it's coming along quite nicely. And as insane as I thought I was going to go, just staring at the ground and chipping away piece by piece, it was even worse when I was rudely interrupted. Oh my god, stop spawning! This is the longest one I've ever frickin' seen, holy fuck! But for better or worse, here we are and here we go. One last lump. Oh, look at it. Look at it, it's gorgeous. So, as we come out of the portal, you can see this has been a really involved stone build right off the bat. First and foremost, let's go up top side. So I've gone ahead and built these towers, mostly because they're cool. You can see we have 3 total towers. Each of these took, I think, a full chest of stone, so it was no small feat to get them built. And all of them have their own characteristics. This one is the strangest because I had to build this space for the portal. I like how it's kind of recessed into the wall, but it did cause a lot of issues trying to line these building pieces up. I think from the inside it looks good, but from the outside it does look a little bit ridiculous. I think it'll probably be covered up if we build a stone wall around the outside of the base, which is something I do want to do. But the other direction we can go from straight out of the portal is the food corridor, as I'm going to label it, because this will be a storage area for all of our food. We can kind of hop in here and grab it real quick, but my pride and joy is absolutely this kitchen area. So we have the hearth ready to receive our cauldron and cooking stations. We have a little bit of extra space. I know we're going to run into an issue when I have to make the oven, but that is a problem for later us. And my favorite thing about it, and I know it's not pretty, it might not even be all that functional, but I'm all about the flavor, and this is a cellar if I ever saw one. This will be the perfect spot to store all of our raw goods, kind of keep them out of the way and keep them away from our finished foods. We can also put the fermenter down here. Probably not a good functional reason to put down here other than I like the flavor of having a wine cellar, and that's where all of the meads and potions are going to be. This was honestly such a pain to dig out, but I think it was worth it, and it's just so fun how crowded it is. I love it. I love it so much. This is not the most functional of buildings. However, it looks pretty, and it makes me happy, so we went with it. And I haven't put any chests down yet. I'd like to build this out kind of as I need it, so you know, as we progress and as I need more things, I'll just plop chests down and kind of design it as I go. I don't like to cultivate a perfect experience with these houses. I really like to get the floor plan down and the basic ideas, and from there we can, you know, build as we live there. So moving on from the kitchen and then the pantry area where I'm gonna have a ton of food storage, I've built this nice hallway. It's mostly just an aesthetic thing so I can kind of see outside. Also access to the second tower. Go up top side again and take a look. There's the first tower over where the portal is. Second tower over yonder. But the next area we're going to cover is this forge room. So obviously going to end up putting all of our forge stuff in this room. Left enough room for a blast furnace eventually once we get there. On the other side of the room is probably where I'm going to put the forge and the workbench stations. I'll probably put all of the upgrades to each workstation as well as their respective chests for materials I need to use. And those will be nice little corners where it's kind of a one-stop shop for repairing or building anything I need to do. And I had some fun designing this door. My friend, I showed it to him, he called it the Wonder Woman door, which I really like. So this is going to be the Wonder Woman door from now on. It's going to go straight through to the portal, and then in this hallway between here, I think this is where I'm going to put my junk storage. Obviously it's got my stone cutter for now because I was working in here, but this is, I'm just going to line the walls with chests as we need them for all the junk that I basically can't get rid of until we have the obliterator. Unfortunately, it does build up quite a bit in Valheim. Then from here in the forge room, if we go upstairs, this is kind of just a nice little terraced area where actually I've found it really helpful to be able to shoot off of. And my favorite thing about the roofing is the 26-degree roofs you can walk on perfectly fine. The 45 degrees, you slide right down. So it's really easy to access this out here. If something big comes by, like if the ground shakes and trolls spawn right out here, I can just get down off the house quickly and respond to the threat or get them away from the house. Here's my door back into the forge area. I had fun designing this one too. It's definitely more of a Viking style doorway. And just point a note real quick, this staircase, I don't necessarily love the location. This is one of those things where you put it in while you're designing the build and it seems like a good idea, but I think the more we walk through here, the more annoying it's going to be to have to come all the way over here to get to the staircase from the outside. So, you know, that's one of those things. We'll see. If it doesn't irritate me that much, I probably won't do anything about it, but if it starts to really bug me, then we'll change it. So again, from the shooty pew pew terrace up here, I can also get to the tower, back on top of the roof. Here's the chimney from the hearth in the kitchen area. There's the kitchen area itself. Can come over here, I've got some ramparts. Eventually I'd like to build a stone wall around the entire complex here. And there's a few areas like this one that are planned specifically to have walkways down onto the wall so that I just have total mobility all over the base. And lastly, but not leastly, we have the bedroom, the comfort zone, the zen room, if you will. So it's summertime, can finally craft the maypole, so I wanted to get that down. I'm planning on making this pretty much my main base of operations, so it's good to have these comfort items. And then around Christmas time or holiday time, they'll have the Yule tree, and I'll want to plant that down too, get those extra comfort buffs. Right now this is the max comfort I can have, and if I stand in the right spot, which my bed is in the right spot. I have 11 comfort. That gets me 18 minutes of rested bonus, which is going to go a long way. I know I've been neglecting the rested bonus, as some of you pointed out in the comments. I don't know what you want from me. I'm not perfect, okay? Sometimes I like a challenge. An unnecessary challenge, maybe, but a challenge nonetheless. And then my favorite feature of this room actually is the easy access to the hearth. So if I come in here and I just need to sleep, but the fire's gone out, I can easily put more wood in. Here we've got our fancy little rug that's just gone with us through all of our house builds so far. Nice table and chairs, place to sit down. And we've got a nice view of the ocean and my little boat. And later I'd like to build a dock down there. I think that'd be really cool. But for now, I've already spent so much time on this house. Just to prove how long this build actually took, we're on day 149. In my last video, I think we just hit day 80. So that's how long I've been messing with this build. The only thing I don't understand is I keep hearing this noise every time I sleep up here, and I've checked the boat. It's not the boat. See, the boat is in perfectly good condition. It's not even slapping against the shore. I'm super unsure what the heck is going on exactly. Let me know down in the comments if you know what that noise is and how I can stop it, because it's driving me nuts. And the last piece I'll talk about with these towers is I want to put doors here, but I really want to figure out, like I said, I like to live in a place and figure out what I need by living there, experiencing things. You know, how many times have I run here and not had a door? Honestly, so far, 0 times on this tower, so maybe it doesn't need a door. I'm pretty sure that tower needs a door, and I'll probably just put it right at the end of the hallway here so I can run straight out. And then easily get back up here, back inside, whatever I need to do. All right, now that that's over with, we have a couple housekeeping things. Firstly, I decided to expand the farm. Just needed to pump out more food. So I've got this slowly converting over to more of a seed farm, and this will be where I get all of my food from. So really needed to get those turnips turning around so that I could get lots of turnip stew. It is the next best stamina food, so it's going to be good to have around. And while we're here, let's go check and see. Dang, we've only got 0 stars, so whatever. Fine. So the next thing on the agenda is really to finalize the move. We need to move all of our metals over to the new house, and the only way to do that is to sail it all over. This is about to be stupid! So we will break the cauldron, break the fermenter, break the anvils, forge, the forge cooler. Alright, we're 30 pounds overweight. What can we drop? That ain't gonna cut it, is it? I don't want to do this in 2 trips. Come on, help me out here. I'm 10 pounds over. 10 pounds. How can I drop 10 pounds? What's this? 2. Okay, I don't need the hoe. Do need the hammer. Don't need half of this honey. Okay, I don't need half of the turnip stew. Goodness. Alright, that was a lot. So we got to the point where my inventory is very full, but we should be good enough to make the run. It's 16 copper, 10 tin, and 10 bronze. That's all we need to move. So let's go get this in the boathouse. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and sleep, because in the morning we got sailings to do. And we'll actually just go ahead and build a new boat. Everything's fine. And I might just keep this in the boat. Hopefully we don't run into any issues. Alright, and away we go. So we're going to have to cut south, but really this sailing actually shouldn't be too awful bad. And I definitely wanted to make another boat because honestly, we're into the mid game now. I'm gonna need to sail a lot more often, and probably a lot further. So it'll be good to have a boat that I can leave places and, you know, use as transport. Especially, we're gonna have to move the silver from the mountains over to where our forge is now. And that's going to require a lot of sailing. So let's just get used to it, get into the groove of things, you know. This is Valheim. Is this a joke? I just said it wasn't going to be that bad, and now the wind is pointed directly against us. Par. Okay, now I've gotten pretty good at traversing this little beachhead here. Let's see if I can do it again. Come on. Maybe not, maybe not. Oh no. It's happened. Ooh, give me over, give me over. Come on, come on, come on. Okie dokie then. Yep, still got it. Alrighty, home sweet home. Again. So I want to put the forge in this corner, and the biggest reason for that is so that I can build the cauldron over the hearth, which is right about there. We'll slap the cauldron right there. And here's the fermenter. The wine cellar begins to come together. Alright, we had the anvil, and we had the forge cooler. And we'll move these around if they're in the way. I just want to get them down. All right, and on the workbench side, we've got the chopping block. And we've got the adze. So we've got the tanning rack and the spice rack. All right, and now we're back to where we were before. So everything's been moved over. We officially live in the new house, and I'm very excited about it. This is awesome. So we're gonna want to upgrade the mace and get the banded shield first. So that'll be 28 iron already. In order to get all of the iron armor, we're going to need a total of 88 iron. So what do we have now? We have, what, 31 iron? We've got work to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the forge system working for the first time here so that I can at least get the mace and the shield. That'll go a long way. Up next will be the armor, but until then, what can you do? It's alive! Oh yeah, look at that. We got our new gear. You know what this means. It's time to kill some Draugr. Blast the wild bird! This really is nice. I can come right back and give myself a nice relax, get that rested bonus back, and get back into the sunken crypts. We really need to build like a bridge over here too, because this is just going to get annoying. Or maybe I should just put a portal over there. Well, big thoughts for a later time. Ooh, free chain. Hell yeah. If I can get chains for free, I won't have to come back to the swamp at nighttime, because that's the only way to fight the wraiths. Woohoo! New shield, can't do nothing now, boy! Hey, and we got 20 iron, that's another piece of gear. Oh, dead end? Come on. And we're full. Another 28 iron in the bag. Thank you very much. Oh, I know that's what I think it is. Come on. Come on. Give him to me. It's in this swamp. No way. Oh my goodness gracious. That is amazing. I smell a boss fight in the very near future, my friends.